As I get older and closer to making a journey up to heaven after death, I feel the urge to share this story with you of my autobiography of when I was young, to all the young kids out there. When I was young, I wasn't religious. I was raised by my parents of faith, but nothing serious, not church every Sunday, nothing like that. And midway through high school, I started living a life with worldly pleasures like drinking and drugs. Nothing close to going to church or really caring if there was a God. As I got older, I didn't pay attention to the college I got into, so I dropped out and lived with my equally bad influence of a friend. We would do the same stuff at each other's house almost every single day, and it made an impact on my life, very negative, and it was life-changing. About a year of living with him, I got sick, and I had to be hospitalized. The diagnosis was alcohol poisoning, which was fatal in my case. The doctors thought I was going to have to be put in a coma for at least 4 weeks because my condition was so bad. I could barely move, and I was beside myself. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what could stop the condition. Another hospital patient who was in her 60s told me I could get the sacrament of anointing of the sick for those who are in fatal illnesses. I agreed to it because I was sick and I could not feel anything in my body. So after the sacrament of anointing, I had a full recovery, and I had never had really any sacraments. I was raised Presbyterian. I was baptized at birth, so that was the only reason I was able to get the sacrament. I went to live with my parents after all the medical procedures and recovery process was done. I was still missing out. I was still missing something in my life, though, like friends, family, happiness, wealth, and so on. After a long time of thinking, I went back to the hospital to see the patient in her 60s and who had told me about the sacrament of anointing of the sick. We talked for what seemed to be 2 hours and about all the graces of God, and how he loves me no matter what. Before I left, she gave me a Bible and said I should read it. After all I'd been through, I had happiness for the first time talking to this woman. I started reading this Bible she gave me, and I was astonished at all the stories, all it said about all the Gospels. I talked to my parents and asked what they thought of me getting baptized into Catholicism, just to start over, to start anew. They agreed and had the idea, and told me I should start my RCIA, which is the Rite for Christian Initiation for adults. A year later, around the Easter season, I got baptized at my local Catholic church. After my baptism, good things started happening. I had almost a 360. I turned around again, and I'd never looked back at the drugs or the alcohol. I renewed relationships with family and old friends, and I made new friends along the way. I went back to finish college and started volunteering and doing community stuff at the church. One night I was at the church volunteering a couple months after my baptism, and another woman I had found a liking to was also at the gathering. I had been meeting this girl for 3 or 4 more church events and volunteer sessions before I actually asked her out. She agreed, and we got married a year and a half later. Now we have 3 children, and we are a happy family. As I grew older, I became a better father, a better husband, a better friend, a better son, and a person in general. The church and its people were always there for me, so I will always be there for them, to give back to the church and to give back to the people that I hold close to my heart. My job was good as always, and finally got my dream position when I was 47. One of the employees reminded me when I was young because of the entitlement and would always talk about the worldly pleasures I used to do in discreet. So my message to you, all you high schoolers, middle schoolers, people that think you know it all, it's not. The way is God. God's mercy. Thank you.